Okay, we're going to do a brief video that details the identification of cranial nerves. We're just going to talk about identification. We're not going to discuss the function. We're going to use a human or mammalian brain to identify their locations. So the first thing, that there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. The function of these nerves are to send either sensory impulses to the brain from receptors or to send motor impulses from the brain to an effector like a muscle or a gland. Some of these nerves only do one. That means that they're purely sensory. Some may be purely motor. And then there are nerves that do both. We call those mixed nerves. So for the 12 nerves, we refer to them with using Roman numerals. So you don't use an Arabic number, which is a number that looks like this. We use cranial nerves. We use Roman numerals, which look like this, if you can get that. So the system for cranial nerves using Roman numerals, well, the system for Roman numerals would be that the I represents 1, 5 is represented by the letter V, and then 10 is represented by the letter X. When adding in single numbers, this is 1, 2 I's is 2, 3 I's is 3. If we put the number in front of this acts as the base number. This is actually 5 minus 1. So this is Roman numeral number 4. This is 5. This is 5 plus 1, so this is Roman numeral number 6. This is 5 plus 2, so this is Roman numeral 7. 5 plus 3, this is Roman numeral 8. This is 10 minus 1, so this is Roman numeral 9. This is a base, so it's just 10. This is 10 plus 1, that makes 11. And this is 10 plus 2, so that's 12. So those are the Roman numerals. Remember, the reference will always be Roman numeral, not an Arabic. The easiest way to learn these are to go through and find some type of mnemonic device. If you refer to your notes, and this is PowerPoint section C. This is found in C. These nerves, like all nerves in the body, they are part of the PNS, which is the peripheral nervous system. Remember, the PNS are all nerves that are located in the body. So the 12 pairs here, their names are listed in sections of the note C, and then there's a table that shows the function. Like I said before, we're just going to talk about how you locate them on the brain. The same structures will be found on the sheep brain. Their locations will be similar. So, using the model, what you want to do is start at what would be the frontal lobe on the ventral side. This first nerve, and I'm just going to count them first using the numbers. This is cranial nerve number 1. We're going to go straight down here. This is going to be cranial nerve number 2. Here's what they look like on the picture. This is 1. This is 2. From here, this is 1. That's 2. And then you're going to continue straight down. This is going to be cranial nerve number 3. So this is 1. Sorry, this is 1. This is 2. On this model, 3 is all the way in here. The little lines right there. So this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. After we go down 1, 2, and 3, we're going to make our way out. This would be the midline of the brain. We're going to go out laterally. So we're going to go to the outside. 1, 2, inside 3, and then we're going to go all the way over here, and 4 is, you can actually see it better on this side. Can you see that little thin line? Can you see that? That's supposed to be 4. Here it is on the picture. 1, 2, 3, and then this is 4. 4. This large one is 5, so again, we're going that way, we're going out laterally. So here's number 5 here. We're kind of going to zigzag back to the midline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that large one. 5. We're going to go back to the midline, and that's going to be number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rest we're going to go back out laterally, and they go in order. Here is 7, 8, 9, 10. Here is 11, and then 12. So if you look really closely at these, they're going to follow along this structure here called the pons, which is this big bump here. Again, here's 6, just inferior to the pons. Here's 7, here's 8. Now this model is a little bit different from the picture. This is 6, 7, 8. And then there's 9, there's 10, 11 is all of this. As you can see from the picture, this is number this is number 11. But on the back side, you can see that 11 goes down. This is the same nerve on this side. So it actually stretches down what will be the side of the spinal cord. And then you kind of jump back up here. This is actually called the medulla. This is the pons, this is the medulla oblongata. Right on the medulla oblongata is where you're going to find cranial nerve number 12. And here it is in this picture, number 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back in for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A little bit different from the picture, but if you use the landmarks, like looking at the pons, the medulla, and the spinal cord, you should be able to differentiate between them. Now the names, it's a whole different story. The easiest way to learn the names of these is to make a mnemonic device. There are some mnemonic devices that are listed in a textbook. I would suggest that you make your own mnemonic device, but the names are olfactory for number 1, optic for number 2, oculomotor for number 3, trochlear for number 4, trigeminal is number 5, abducens is 6, facial is number 7, vestibular cochlear is number 8. Now if you can't say vestibular cochlear, which describes part of your ear called the vestibule and another part of your ear called the cochlea, you can just say auditory. This vestibular cochlear is also known as the auditory nerve because it controls sensory for hearing. Glossopharyngeal, vagus is number 10, accessory is number 11. This may also be referred to as spinal accessory. So you may see accessory or you may see spinal accessory. And then number 12 is hypoglossal. And that concludes identification of 12 pairs of cranial nerves.